So you're Blues captain Ryan O'Reilly, and you want a haircut that's as custom as your stick curve. At Great Clips, we save your haircut details in clip notes, so you get your signature look every time. We got you, and you got this. Great Clips, official hair salon of the NHL.
Sekeres and Price, a presentation of Audi downtown Vancouver. And we're going to wrap up today's show here with a visit with the brand new Vancouver Whitecap, a great player that has a lot of expectations on him on this team, but he's also a Renaissance man, as we'll soon find out, and he's actually been in this space, this digital space, longer than we have, with his own podcast, Z Soccer Podcast. It's Julian Gressel, wingback of the Vancouver Whitecaps. Julian, welcome. Welcome to Vancouver.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, obviously.
A couple of days on the pitch. We'll get to that in just a second. First of all, how are you enjoying podcast life? Because you've got a very successful podcast that deals with, kind of the fish out of water thing, a European playing soccer in North America and all that sort of stuff. How's the podcast going?
Podcast is fun.
Yeah.
It's been almost 2 years. And it's a lot of hard work, to be honest. It's not
we know it.
But it's fun. It's fun to chat with, obviously, a good friend in Fabian Herbers from the Chicago Fire every week. And, you stay in touch with him throughout the league. And we've gotten so many other players that reached out and were, kind of asking us about all these questions and wanting to be on and all that type of stuff. So it's been a lot of fun, and I'm certainly enjoying it.
I got to ask you about, and you say fun, the artwork for the pod is spectacular, playing into every German stereotype imaginable with the two of you guys wrapped in a pretzel, holding a brat in one hand and a beer in the other.
I know, and that, so when we got started, that was kind of my own, only thing that's all right, we're going to do it, right from the start. And thankfully, Fabi, my co-host, he knew some people back in Germany that do that type of stuff, and they were so kind to create that artwork all for 2 jerseys. That's all we had to send them, and we absolutely loved it too. I think it's right on brand. Obviously, Z Soccer Podcast is, we're both German, so it just makes sense, and it's fun.
The welcome mat was laid out for you here in Vancouver by your countrymen as well. I saw you having a conversation with Flo Youngvert, and of course Axel is around as well. Does that help make a transition like this after a trade a little bit easier when your English is flawless. It's not like you can't get around as well, but I'm sure there's some warmth and some familiarity having guys like that around. Yeah,
you have that initial connection right off the bat. I think it certainly helps, to have somebody that also got traded here in Flo. So it's kind of, we went through the same process from the US to Canada. Obviously there's a lot of questions in that sense, but he's been good so far. I know Jake Narinsky from the days of the Combine when we were back before the draft in 2017. And so those guys have, kind of initially I've reached out to, but now all the guys have been great, to be honest. The second day here now, they're super open locker room, asking me tons of questions, want to get to know me. I, return the favor and asking questions, but it's been great so far, and I'm looking forward to kind of building on those relationships that we have so far.
What does it mean to you when a team wants you? I mean, the Whitecaps have made it pretty clear that they feel that you are going to not just be a fit, but really help this team in this push sort of down the stretch towards the playoffs. They're right there bumping up against the playoff bar in the Western Conference. But to be wanted, what does that mean to you?
Oh, it's nice. It's a nice feeling, and it almost gives me a lot of confidence, knowing that, okay, they, have done their homework and they believe that I can be a perfect fit for their system. I don't need to change much in order to come in here because I did it at a different team and perform well, right off the bat. So I think that's first and foremost what kind of that feeling is. It's a good feeling to have, knowing that you're at a place that really values you and appreciates you, and but then at the same time also knowing that I don't need to change my game in order to fit a certain system or anything like that. So it'll be almost natural out there for me. Yeah, there'll be different tactical adjustments and stuff that I'll have to get used to a little bit, but overall, it'll be a pretty straightforward process, I think, and I'm putting that, a little bit of pressure on myself as well to kind of come in here and immediately make an impact, for the rest of the season here.
Your initial impacts or initial you're make an edit here, Aaron, as I struggle for a word. Your initial thoughts on your new head coach, Vanni Sartini. He is a unique individual. We love him to death because he's such a great personality. You got a great personality too. How is that going to work with the two of you?
I mean, so far, so good. We've had obviously a good conversation right after I found out about the news when I was still in DC. And from there on, it was all about, you're going to fit our system great. We're going to make sure that you're going to be up to speed quick. And we're excited to have you and all those types of things. And now since I've been here, it's been nothing but positive things. Obviously, he's a very outgoing person. He's very personal. So in that sense, we've talked a little bit about other things other than soccer. So it's been, again, a very good transition on that end. And not just Vanni, but the whole club here has been great, in terms of helping me out, trying to get in as quick as I could. Also understanding that I needed maybe a couple of days longer in DC to sort out my family. And they've been, again, nothing but great and trying to get us set up here and comfortable here as quickly as possible.
As we find out a little bit more about you, the person, I read that you have recently made the decision to go vegan, at least in your diet. What led to that? Was that for athletic performance? Was that a lifestyle choice? Is it something that you want to, I think you've got a young daughter. Is it about raising a child that way? Like, what were the reasons behind it and how's it working out for you?
Well, it's working out great. I really enjoy it and I really like it. I think it's a lot of fun. You can make eating like almost really fun by cooking different things and stuff. And the number one reason was just because of ethical reasons. I don't think an animal needs to die in order for me to eat. And the way animals get treated, going through that process to just become food is also not really and none of us wants to get treated that way. I think that's kind of what I'd say. And the number two reason I think was climate change. I think there's obviously we have to make real changes in order to save this planet, and burning down rainforests just to build crops so that we can feed the animals that we then eat, I think is unnecessary in my opinion, because there's so many healthy and really, really good tasting plants and beans and lentils and anything like that, grains, like all that type of stuff tastes amazing. And, why can't we live off of that? And that's the number two reasons. And then as I did more research, it was really more about also that it can benefit me in terms of performance. I did the research before I started because I didn't want to put my body at risk of injury and, my career, obviously, because it is my career. But there was nothing that indicated to me that I couldn't live this way and at the same time perform up to the level that I have been or even better. Obviously, you have to, kind of go about it the right way and make sure you get certain things that were easier to get with maybe eating a piece of chicken or a steak. It's been great. It's been fun, and I'm excited to continue this from what I've heard, a really healthy city like Vancouver.
Yeah, very. You'll have options here for sure. And I only ask you this because I saw this video yesterday, an interesting little piece on eating insects and how some vegans, the vegans that are in it for the environmental thing, will be all over it because it's a very sustainable crop. But those that are in it for the ethical, animal rights, they probably won't eat. Where are you on insects? Because that's a good protein.
Oh man, I haven't thought about this one, but I'd probably stay away.
Yeah, okay, all right. I don't think they can be that delicious. The people that love them, but we'll leave that to them. From a soccer standpoint, you got two great strikers that I'm sure will love to see you in practice and in game action. Two options in White and Cavallini, who are good targets for a guy that is notable for his crosses like you. I'm sure you've had great targets wherever you've been in soccer your entire life, but to know that it's sort of plug and play, accomplished, resume strikers there, does that present itself with a pretty exciting opportunity for you?
Of course. I mean, it's good for the team to have those types of strikers. So not just good for me. I think, first thing Kava said, or one of the first things Kava said to me was, you see this big head, just find it, man. And I'm sitting next to Brian in the locker room now here. So we've obviously talked a little bit, and he's also a guy that has gone through the process of getting traded here. So a guy I can kind of relate to a bit. And it's been, again, those two guys, I'm looking forward to serving them up as many balls as I possibly can and having them score as many goals as I possibly can. But again, we're trying to win games, and if other guys need to score, or if I need to score myself, then hopefully we can all do that together and win games together, because I know these two guys also care about that the most. So again, it's just me not right now trying to get adjusted to everything and not really saying, hey, okay, I need to set up these two guys, because then I just get kind of cramped up and I want to stay loose and I want to stay, playing in the system that we all play. And then, those things will come naturally. Those relationships will be built naturally. And just because of the setup that we're in, the coaches will put us in those right situations. And so it'll be exciting, and I'm certainly looking forward to celebrating some goals with them.
Where are you in terms of match fitness and readiness? And you talk about an adjustment coming to a new team. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I had a full team training today. I obviously had a little tweak last week. That was nothing but a 2-3 day thing. So actually this time probably even helped that even more, where I found out about the trade news Friday, had the weekend off still, so I didn't have a game. I'm ready to go. I'm obviously jet lag and the legs kind of are a little bit heavy still today, but again, that'll be gone by Saturday, and I'm ready to go. Certainly when that game comes against Chicago.
Finally, you have been noted wherever you've been to be a good human, as we talked about the veganism and stuff like that. But you've taken charitable efforts wherever you've been and tried to ingratiate yourself with the community. And I'm sure people here are pretty excited about that. I'm sure that was a big part of the Whitecaps wanting you. Is that flattering to know that that's as big a part of the equation for the acquisition of Julian Gressel as it is getting a good cross into the box?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're more than just what we are on the field, and I'm glad there's a club here that appreciates that and kind of values those same principles as I do, and that's good to know. Honestly, it's something I didn't really know before I got here, so it's certainly nice to know that those types of things happen around this city and in the club a lot. But again, I think the easiest thing for us to do that type of work is so much easier when you perform on the field and when you do your part winning. And so that's, I think, obviously always number one for me to perform and be able to be my best on the field when that time comes, because that's the primary job to do here. And then everything else, yes, it's very important to me and to this club. But again, we'll kind of cross that bridge. Maybe, in a couple months, maybe starting next season, I'm going to look to get more involved. But for now, it's really just me getting accustomed to the city, to the life here, and to this club and the way we play. And certainly when that time comes, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to changing one life, two lives, and then the next, and then the next. So it'll be fun to be part of that too.
Thanks for doing this, man. Appreciate it. Best of luck in the
town.
rest of training. Yeah, and can't wait to see you around the pitch. We'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.